Hi, friends. Thanks for joining us this week. Do us a huge favor. Smash that subscribe button just down there. Helps the channel grow, helps us get the word out. Benny, where can they find us on social media?
Yeah, you can find us at Ray Benny Sports. We're on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. Check us out also on Reddit and Discord. And don't forget, leave us a rating on your favorite podcast provider.
And shout out to our show sponsor, Fahrenheit Airbrushing. Stand out on the ice, pavement field, or in the stands with a custom airbrush helmet, goalie mask, or any type of project. A local Manitoba business with affordable solutions. Check out Fahrenheit Airbrushing on Facebook or call them at 204-891-7431.
And don't forget to tell them that Ray and Benny sent you.
One word to describe the Drew Brown trade. Should I go first?
Go for it.
I already used this word in a totally different context. When I used it before, it was in regards to a game where a lot of the free agents picked up were profiled and played well. This time, I'm going to use Walter-esque again. Trade deadline aside, this very much reminds me of the Collaros acquisition. Bringing in an oft-injured, fairly veteran now, not as much as Collaros was, whose status was up in the air with Ottawa, bringing him behind a proven starter like Collaros was brought behind with Nichols in Winnipeg at the time. Will it result in the same thing? I don't know. I do not hope Zach Collaros gets injured this season, obviously. I really like the move. I like the familiarity with the team. I like the familiarity with the offensive coordinator. Less of a transition coming on. I like how it improves the quarterback room. It brings a lot more experience. I like his familiarity with the fan base. Like, I don't know what is going on in Ottawa for them to have made that move. They cut this Max Duggan dude, and then they signed 3 last names coming in.
Your boy.
Kind of makes, yeah, for sure, my boy. Kind of makes sense because him and Dinwiddie are boys. But, you know, it's still kind of weird, and Dinwiddie's making his imprint on that team. But yeah, I'll say Walter-esque in regards to this trade.
Yeah, I'm still trying to wrap my head around this one. So I'm still going to go with why. And I get what you're saying, and I see what you're saying. And for those reasons, yeah, I get it. But this is one of those trades. The first rounder doesn't make sense to me right now. If this was a desperate team that needed that quarterback, then I'm like, yeah, all for it. Chuck that first rounder. And I know people will say CFL first rounders aren't a lot. They're not great, blah, blah, blah. But I would rather have kept that in my pocket right now to see what's going on, because there's a lot more fixes that are needed on this team right now. Defensively, D-line, maybe you could use that first to see if you can scour the league and find another D lineman to help that pass rush out. But I do see what you're saying. And yes, our quarterback room was kind of weak. If Collaros went down, heck yeah, throw this first and trade whatever else to get Drew Brown. So I do see that there, that it fixes the room a little bit. And it shows that Algersma is probably not ready yet. You know, and they're probably looking at it going, if we lose Collaros, we're screwed. Because we still don't know what we got with Algersma and Perkins, right? But interesting move altogether. I'm going to still stick with why. Got to wrap my head around it and see where it goes. But I do like having him back. I'm not going to complain that. And you go to Ottawa, and it's like, what did Drew Brown do to Dinwiddie to not even get an opportunity, really? Yeah. Like, Jake Mayer, to me, has not looked great.
No.
Right? In those first 2 games, and especially the last game. You know, and Ottawa's already in a hole. You're 0-2. You know, and they went out and they got some good guys. We've talked about this, and their defense is still struggling to make a stop. So it's going to be an interesting season again in Ottawa, and I hope they start to win, because fans are going to start tuning that team out again.
Back to your question of why. I will tell you why. Name a CFL draft pick in the first round that has been a starter from day one in the past 3 years.
Well, Ottawa's first rounder this year. He's starting on the O-line, right?
But you don't know what you got there, and obviously they're not playing very well. But in regards to how often do you get a chance to get a proven CFL starting quarterback when you don't have to go on the market and compete for him, and you know he's familiar with the team, and you have a 38-year-old quarterback. Whether Collaros gets hurt or not this year, you have to have a succession plan. It's very clear if they believed in Elgersma, then they wouldn't have made that move. You know, there's always rumblings of, oh, if he cuts ties with Ottawa, then the Bombers will go out and get him. But why not go get him for a first rounder that chances are isn't going to be a great contributor in maybe 3 years? And who knows where you are in 3 years, even if Collaros plays next year. The year after, at least you have a starter in your pocket that's ready to go and you have a succession plan. For a CFL first rounder, I think that's value. If you pay a first rounder for even a starting defensive lineman in the CFL, I think you're overpaying.
Yeah, but I'm not going to argue with you because I do kind of agree with you, but I'm still wondering about the trade. And yeah, I get it. First rounders, you never know sometimes, right? You never know what you're going to get, and it could take some time for them as well. But to me, it's like I would have saved that first rounder for another possibility of making another move that will help shore up the team. Offense is not the problem right now for this team. Right. And I get it. Collaros goes down, then yes, it's a big problem at that point. So, you know, and I hope the move works out. And I get what you're saying. And maybe, hey, if the season doesn't go the Bombers' way, maybe you can flip Drew Brown another way and recoup some kind of costs. Right. But always good to have good quarterbacks and backup quarterbacks in the CFL because most starters do not make it through a full season. Right. We've seen that for the last few years, even with Zach Collaros. And again, Zach Collaros is 38 years old. Right. And some big hits could happen and it could take him out. So,
and we
not
know
totally against the move. I'm just trying to still figure it out.
Yeah, not like Drew Brown is a winning proven starting quarterback, but we do know and we've seen that he can come in on short notice and thrive.
Oh, for sure. He's had his moments, for sure.
That's the thing. He's had his moments.
Can't stay healthy himself usually too. So.
Oh boy. So yeah, that's again reminds me of Collaros a bit. Reminds me of Collaros. He had bigger moments, obviously, and more time as a starting quarterback. But
yeah,
we'll see. Bomber fans, what do you think about the Drew Brown trade? What is one word you'd use to describe the Drew Brown trade? Bomber fans, smash that subscribe button. What's the most surprising thing about the Bombers after 2 games? You go first.
And again, it's league wide right now for me that defenses are not very good. But to me, so far, it is the defense for the Bombers that hasn't looked up to par in either of the 2 games. I know they had a good second half or third quarter and most of the fourth quarter against Calgary. But when they needed to stop the most, they ended up giving that drive up to Calgary to allow Calgary to take the lead late in that game. Against Hamilton, they struggled. And again, they left no points in that third quarter.
Yeah.
But when the going got tough and we needed a stop, they couldn't make that stop. And the lack of pass rush, guys not stepping up on other positions. And you want to talk about it. I'm looking at it and I'm still trying to wrap my head around Tony Jones not playing middle linebacker, which you mentioned last episode that we talked. And I'm looking at going, he was clearly in the middle of the field last year. You know, looking back at the depth chart. So It's interesting to me. And I haven't heard anyone bring that up or ask questions or where to find the answer of why that change was made. Because you know what, you got Justin Rankin tomorrow and your run game has struggled. So to me, this defense need to step it up and these veteran guys have to make a play.
That's what I have. Defense specifically giving up 171 yards rushing a game. I know it's early and I know it's 2 games, but the Bombers used to be the team handing out physicality on the line of scrimmage, using the power running game. And like, yes, CFL running games are humming along now, but it's really concerning when you give up that rushing game at the point of attack. And it just opens up so much more of the passing game. We saw how Hamilton used play action against the Bombers and sets up deep passes later on because the linebackers and the DBs are looking in the backfield. So they got to, and yeah, we'll talk about Rankin in a second. That's crazy. He's crazy. Bomber fans, what's most surprising to you about the Bombers after only 2 games?
That's the thing. It's 2 games, right?
It looks inflated.
And to me, defenses have not looked good at all anywhere so far this year.
More than usual.
Yeah, exactly. And it goes back to, again, we're going to talk about these later, but changes to the CFL. It's like Did you really need to make changes?
I think like on the average right now, either last week or 2 weeks combined, scoring is up by like 10 points. That's crazy.
And you had a game like that Edmonton Montreal game where it was just a torrential downpour, and
Yeah.
they still both put up close to 30, right?
Right? Jeez, the offenses are going nuts. Let's move on to the Bomber blueprint. What did the Bombers need to do to get a win at home against the Edmonton Elks? Offense, defense, excuse me, special teams, drinking soda water. The Bombers need offense. I'll go first. The Bombers need to get the running game going early. Edmonton, again, early in the season, has been decent against the passing game with a small sample size. But they need to get those DBs and linebackers looking the backfield and being concerned about Brady Oliveira early. I would really like to see them get some bully ball this week. I won't call for heavy set yet, but I won't complain if they use it.
Yeah, totally agree there. Edmonton's given up close. Well, yeah, I guess they've given up 100 yards in both games on the run. And again, David Alexander had a pretty good game in the air, even in that torrential downpour, still put up 356. So
Yeah.
that's some good defensive plays by the Elks to keep Montreal out of the end zone last week, quite a bit. So yeah, definitely establish Brady quickly or early, protect Zach Claros, obviously. So we need a big game from this O line to protect Claros and to open holes for Brady Oliveira, and stay ahead of those chains. Like good plays on first down, figure that out. And again, the offense has done their job. They've had lulls in these games here and there, but for the most part, I mean, they've been putting up the yards, they've been putting up the points, right? So
Yeah.
they just got to get things done.
Yeah, that
Continue to go.
Is Nick Dempsey going to play?
Yeah, he's on the depth chart here. Yeah, he's in there.
Excellent.
Oh, am I looking at the right game? Oh yeah, he's in there. Never mind.
Excellent. Defense. Almost needless to say what they need to do, but go ahead.
Yeah, stop Justin Rankin. Obviously this guy has been on fire. I can't remember what stats he's in line for if he continues this pace for the whole season. I think it was crazy stats, obviously. Yeah. But yeah, they got to stop him, and we've seen the Bomber run game struggle so far this year. So they need to figure that out. That D line needs to get a good push. Obviously, you got to get some pressure on Cody Fajardo and make that guy make some mistakes, and keep an eye on Rankin, even in the passing game, obviously, right? You can't forget about this guy and think, oh, they're not running, we're good. No, because if Edmonton's going to get the ball on his hands, and you have to make a play to stop him and win that first down, keep him in second and long. And again, somebody on defense needs to step up. Jake Ceresna did it in game one. Willie Jefferson, a very good game one as well. Now we need other guys. We need that pass rush, but we need some of these DBs to start making some plays, forcing some turnovers and get going.
Justin Rankin is a menace. He can score from anywhere on the field. He's uncoverable if they have a linebacker on him.
Yeah.
Like, the Bombers have no chance if they can't keep that guy in check. He's averaging 9 yards per carry? What? That's almost a first down every time he carries the ball. That's disgusting. He also bursts some for like 30, 40, 50 to the house.
Yeah, and if you're giving up 9 yards on first down,
oh, you're cooked.
And you're cooked. Exactly. And this Bomber D has been giving that up already on the ground.
Yeah.
So in the CFL, you're not stopping very many second and third and shorts, really, which I've seen quite a few this year, more than usual, actually, early in the season. I think Ottawa got stopped a couple times last week.
They're already struggling at getting teams off at second down, no matter what it is. Second and long, we see that. Bo Levi Mitchell run for 15 yards on the 15-yarder needed on second and 15, whatever it is. I'm so frustrated. Opponents are converting 58% of their second down conversions. That's not a long-term formula for success.
No.
They're extending drives, and not just extending drives, they're extending drives for touchdowns. So, and another tell that they're letting drives continue. Vavel has only 4 punt returns so far.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Like I get it, some go far out of bounds, but 4.
How many kick returns?
Oh, sure. I don't have that stat up right now.
It's probably a lot.
I don't have that stat up.
Probably
right
more than it should be at this point, too.
Jeez.
Those numbers should be flipped, right? Rather have more punt returns than kick returns, really, I guess.
Special teams, what needs to happen? I think Sheehan has to have a great game. Some good directional punting, out of bounds, no chance for returns, and get enough air on it because they got to get. Is Javon Leake, right? Yes.
Yeah.
They got to get to Javon Leake. Dude is dangerous. So Sheehan, you got to get them deep. No chance for return.
Exactly. You got to win that return battle. You know, Trey Vavel's got to have a better game than Javon Leake, and the Bombers special teams has to have a better game than the Elks special teams, right? Because we know Javon Leake can break one if you give him room. We know Trey Vavel can break one, right? Yeah. And then at the end of the day, it'll come down to these field goal kickers, and both of them are actually pretty good. Vincent Blanchard, almost said it wrong, for the Elks, has had a good start to the season. And again, he had a good. They only had a couple last week, but they were in the rain, and he got them done. And of course, Castillo, right? So it's definitely going to be an interesting game in that special teams. It might come down to that field position play with these guys.
I'm going to ask you for a bold prediction score and then a bold prediction stat. What's your bold prediction score for the game?
Score. We're doing this early. I thought we had predictions later.
Yeah, for the week. No, let's just do the Bomber one now. So that's it's not really bold, but go ahead.
Well, I think the D is going to have a bounce back game. They're still going to give up some yards in that, but I think they're going to make some plays out there. I think the Bombers will take this game, but it'll be close. I think it's coming down to a field goal. Let's go 33-30 Bombers. Vavel takes one back. Yeah.
I have Bombers winning a close one at home, also with Sergio Castillo Garcia. Holy cow. Soda water, right? Sergio, the kicker, with a game winner, 35-32.
All right.
For the Bombers. Bold prediction statistic. I have Brady Oliveira going for 175 combined yards.
He's going to want to prove it in this game, right? Because right now we've talked about this. Who is the best running back in the league right now? And I believe you went with Rankin. I was still sticking with Oliveira, but
yes,
I got to join your side right now, and it's obviously been Rankin.
I think Rankin will maybe get more total yards than 175.
Yeah,
but I don't think that's bold.
No, well, yeah, he's done it already twice, basically. Ooh, it's going to be a dandy. The weather looks good too. It doesn't look like rain.
You're going to be there? You going to be there?
I will be there. Yeah. Somewhere in the upper deck over there. That side. I don't know, but can't remember.
Where's your bold prediction stat?
Oh, I didn't give a stat. I just said Vavel was going to return one.
That's right. You threw it in there. Yeah. That's pretty bold. That's pretty bold. Bomber fans, what's your bold prediction? Who's in line to have a big game for the Bombers? You go first.
Well, you just kind of talk to him about him, Brady Oliveira, but I'm going to switch it, and I'm going to go Jake Ceresna. And that D-line, this is a Ceresna revenge game. Things didn't go well for him last season with the Elks due to injuries and all that other kind of stuff. So I think he's going to come out on fire and have Fajardo running around like a crazy man out there.
I forgot revenge game for Jake Ceresna.
Yeah, Wheatfall had his revenge game last week against the Bombers. So
yeah,
or 2 weeks ago now.
Oops. Tim White also had a revenge game, and what happened? Evan Holm, I think. I wouldn't be surprised if Evan Holm kept a close eye on Justin Rankin. I think he's the best player to do that, especially coming out of the backfield and as a pass catcher. And he's always been good at run support. So I think he's going to have a great game. 5 years from now, which Bomber will we be talking about the most? I'm going to go with Drew Brown.
Ooh.
I think he'll be the starter at that point. And I think he'll be very successful.
Interesting take that you think he's going to be the starter still in 5 years?
Yes.
Wow, so you're not thinking Elgersma is going to be that guy?
Well, if Drew Brown is brought in with that salary, I think he'll be playing. and I think he'll be playing well.
Or can you imagine if it ends up being the same situation? Obviously, we had Danny Mac back in the day, then Claros and Drew Brown a couple seasons ago. Who should we keep, right? And now
Yeah.
you're gonna have that possibly the same conversation if your prediction stands of Drew Brown or Elgersma. Which one do you go with, right? So,
I don't
I
know
mean, it's
about
always a good question to
Elgersma.
have, but
Obviously, I'm not sold. I'm not sold. I think Elgersma is number two because of their lack of bringing in competition, to be honest with
well, it'll definitely be interesting to see. Obviously, Drew Brown's not dressing tomorrow,
you. Yeah.
but it'll be interesting to see what they do next week. Is Perkins going to stay as the third down guy or the sneak guy? And is Elgersma going to be off the roster for those games?
Well,
You
they
know,
might as well teach Elgersma how to do that. That's, who is he, 6'5"?
he's just got to reach over, right? He doesn't even need to.
For sure. And he
I
was
guess
doing,
on touchdowns, anyways.
didn't he do that in the preseason a couple times? He did well. He did
Yeah,
well.
yeah. That'll be interesting because you're not bringing Drew Brown in to just keep him not on the roster for game day, right?
Or like you said earlier, he could be a trade chip later on. But then
Yeah,
that will be 5 years from now.
yeah.
5 years from now.
I'm so sorry. Go ahead.
5 years from now, who do you got?
Oh, I'm still going with Brady Oliveira because I think this guy can still, he's put his mark on the game. It's been there so far, but I think that next level now is where he needs to go, right? And that's taking his team to a Grey Cup victory, and making those moves and being consistent week in and week out. And I know sometimes that's out of his control because he only gets 8 rushes a game. The O line's not blocking well, blah blah blah. Like he only had 50 yards rushing last game, right? Not even. So I think he's still going to make that next step. And of course, again, he's from Winnipeg. Obviously, he's right now basically the face of the franchise. So yeah, if he's going to stay healthy, he's going to have a permanent place in franchise history, and hopefully it includes some Grey Cup victories.
Are the Bombers too reliant on veteran talent?
Yes. Yeah. Again, when you asked me that question, and I had it here, and I'm looking through their roster, and show me a spot where there is not a veteran. Besides that tight end, where else? And their D line, their defensive end spot on the opposite side of the field. That's it.
Yeah.
The rest are veterans, and they're not 1 or 2 year veterans. I guess Williams too at the CB spot. It's kind of new there, right? But other than that, they're veterans, right?
Big time,
So
yes. Other than Vavel, who's a young star right now.
no, no one. You got Gabe Wallace at left guard, who's still
Yes.
hoping to make his mark in the league, right? But
Yes.
again, he hasn't taken that level where you're going, oh, run to that side because those two are opening holes like crazy. He's
Yeah.
not there yet.
Two out of
But yeah,
24 starters is not reliant on young talent.
yeah, exactly. And then that's, and you do need to start getting more young talent in there, for next year, the year after. And I know you want to win now, but if this veteran crew is not going to win now, you got to look to the future a little bit.
Watch that window. Watch that window. CFL Week 4 predictions. Let's go Argos at Riders. Something tells me this is prime for upset early in the season.
Just to correct you, it's Saskatchewan at Toronto.
Oh, sorry.
In Saskatchewan,
What?
Toronto's the home team in this game.
Oh, jeez.
Remember that? There's World Cup still going on. So
yes, the world and Canada's going to the weird game. They had a chance. Any which way, we're not talking about World Cup. So Argos at Rough Riders. Yeah, something tells me it's going to be
Saskatchewan at Argos.
Whatever. Something tells me this is a prime. Where's it being played?
In Saskatchewan.
There we go. Sometimes tells me that it's going to be early upset any which way because it's going to be a pro Saskatchewan crowd. Unless there's a whole bunch of Toronto people going to show up. Chad Kelly with a big day.
Yeah, I'm still going with Saskatchewan with the win here. Chad Kelly has looked good, but he also had his moments where he does not look good. I know he took a huge hit last week and ended up throwing 3 interceptions after that. So I think Saskatchewan D is going to be better than what Kelly has kind of faced so far here. So I'm going with Saskatchewan at home, but on the road.
Next game is interesting for me. Stampeders at Lions. I did
Th-
not
This is
know.
this is the game of the week, kind of for me.
This is Stampeders at Lions, right?
Yeah, in Kelowna,
There
though.
you go.
Yeah. This is a huge game,
Who do
right?
you got?
0-2 for both
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go Lions in this one. Still back in the old Winnipeg boys and Buck Pearson and company to take this game. Nathan Rourke he hasn't looked like Nathan Rourke so far this year, right?
Yeah.
And BC's offense is kind of hurting, but BC's defense needs to pick it up too. This is a lot on the line. One of these coaches is going to go on the hot seat because one is possibly dropping to 0-3. And we talked about the last episode about Dickinson probably being the first one on the hot seat. So
Yeah.
his seat could get hot if he goes 0-3. But let's go the Lions to this one.
I'm going to go Stampeders because it's a weird home game. They're both traveling. And that BC defense, big play VA, less pressure. They have a good running game. I'm going to go with Stampeders and going to take this one. Red Blacks at Alouettes. I'll go first. Owls. Red Blacks are horrible. It's starting to feel like this Ottawa, they're just cursed by the luck of the Gleibermans. This team is just cursed.
They won a Great Cup there before the Bombers did.
And then it's done. It's
and
done.
Then that's it since then, yeah. Yeah, I'm going to agree with you on that one, Montreal. I'm just interested to see how long it will take before we see three last names in there at quarterback. But I feel bad. I feel bad for Ottawa, and I feel bad for their fans. Hopefully they can get the upset. Davis Alexander just lost his first game of his career in the regular season.
Yeah.
So we'll see. But I think Montreal's going to win this one easily.
I think they're going to whoop them. If we're going to see a defense do well this week, it's going to be Montreal's.
That's true. Yes.
And then their offense is just, poor Ottawa. CFL fans, put your predictions, your thoughts in the comments section below. Don't forget
how many yards for Philpott this week? Guy's been on fire too to start.
No kidding. Like how do him and is it Tyler Snead? Both of them lead the league in targets at 33 or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
Is that right?
They could be because each have 33.
Let me look down.
I have Montreal, Edmonton open here, and both of them.
Look at that, targets
at 10 and Snead at 9.
33 targets each.
Holy crap!
Like
they had 20 something in the first game then because they only had 10 and 9 in the last game against the Elks.
How does that work? Eh? They're just going nuts. Oh, Montreal's going to be well. Montreal's also played 3 games though.
Oh,
they're
right.
2-1.
Okay, so 10 targets a game. Yeah, that makes sense.
Imagine they got 21 targets that last or whatever
so
it is.
Each.
Oh,
that's 40 targets in one game. Yeah.
Ray and Benny talk mad. Let's move on to some quick shots. If you can choose one rule to not change next season, what would it be? You go first.
I'm still on the fence for this one, but I think I am going with the goalposts. I'm going to miss the missed field goal returns that happen in these games.
Goalpost location. If you're shortening the field, keep the goalposts where they are. Most exciting play in the CFL eliminated is trash.
Yeah.
Which team wins a Grey Cup next, Hamilton or Ottawa? After the Gold Gleiberman thing, for sure Hamilton. For sure.
It's got to be Hamilton, right? And it could be this year if Bo Levi and Milanovic can keep that offense going.
I'm definitely cheering for them to break that streak.
Well, a little bit. Not if it's against the Bombers.
You know what? That's probably the most likely story because they lose so much against the Bombers in the Grey Cup to break the streak. Finally, Bombers. We broke the streak against Hamilton. My goodness.
We did.
I think the Bombers have won like 6 or 7 against the Tiger Cats.
Grey Cups?
Yeah.
So it's like the complete opposite of the Bombers and Argos.
Oh, undefeated. Is the ratio essential to the CFL?
Yes, definitely. It helps preserve Canadian player development. Otherwise, what are these guys going to do, right? And it keeps that Canadian identity a bit. Otherwise, hey, youth sports in Canada will probably start to suffer if they don't have that chance.
Yes, development Canadian talent is important, especially for football in Canada. Does need to be rejigged though. After Cal Murphy, which bomber are you putting in the Ring of Honor? I'm going to bring in a player that Cal brought in. Well, at least during his tenure, it could be Paul Robson, and go with Greg Battle. Top 3 linebacker in the era, 2-time CFL Defensive Player of the Year.
You know what? I had Greg Battle at the top of my list too because I was looking at that list. I'm like, there's not enough, or the Ring of Honor list. I'm like, there's not enough defensive guys in this Ring of Honor here so far. So I'll switch it. I'll go with someone else. I had Kari on this list too, so he'd be a good one too. But I'm going to go with Rod Hill, and he had some pretty good seasons for the Bombers. Led them quite a bit in interceptions. Had the 5 interception game as well. So let's go with Rod Hill.
He stayed in the community, still in the community.
Is he lives here in Winnipeg?
Oh yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Works awesome. Lives here. Most intimidating CFL defender of all time.
This one's tough because I don't know. I didn't see a lot of these older defenders, so I had to read up a little bit and read some guys. So I'm going to go with Angelo Mosca.
Son of a bitch.
Out of yet too.
And I knew him because of wrestling.
Yeah, wrestling, and then plus the shit that happened on stage one time at the Grey Cup. I can't remember who the other guy was.
Joe Cap.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah, played in tons of Grey Cups. He was just a ferocious dude. And I mean, I didn't get to see him play. I just see clips here and there. But yeah, fantastic.
And he had that hit against a Calgary player, I think, Willie Fleming, where he dove right on the guy's back, took him out, and then Hamilton won. Most intimidating bomber defender of all time. Already talked about Tyrone Jones. No, we didn't. Yes, we did.
Nope.
Yeah, we brought him up, didn't we? Didn't we bring him up?
No. Today? No.
Well, we're talking about Greg Battle? Well, we should have.
Yeah, Greg Battle.
No doubt. Still think, of the tales that James West told about Tyrone Jones.
Yeah, 98 sacks, right? It's too bad he never got to 100 at least there. But yeah, I'll agree with you on that. Greg Battle was another option that I had in there, but yeah, at the end of the day, it's got to be Tyrone Jones.
Is the Banjo Bowl bigger than Labor Day? No.
Sorry. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we both said no. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, no. Labor Day is still the game. It's the original rivalry game. It's where all this kind of started, right?
Yeah.
So the Banjo Bowl is getting there, I guess. But I mean, the crowd, I don't know. The crowd's maybe getting better in the Banjo Bowl because Saskatchewan's struggling to sell out. I know they're getting decent crowd, which is good. But yeah.
I like I said, no. And I think the long weekend is a big factor in it, and because there's such a large bomber contingent, and it's a lot more heated. Banjo Bowl, it's like the week after, it's a reunion for some folks. There's not as many Saskatchewan fans compared to as many bomber fans travel, and it's a little friendlier. You got that joke trophy with the banjos. It's more fun.
At least they switched it to Saturday and didn't keep it on Sundays.
Yeah, jam. That helps. Still not.
I'm going to try going this year. I haven't been to one in a bit.
Especially when the Bombers are winning. My
God.
Yeah. Bomber fans, CFL fans, don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Let's get into some Winnipeg Jets talk. Does Connor Hellebuyck get traded?
I think he needs to get traded, but at the end of the day, I don't think the Jets will pull the trigger. You got to get a wicked deal for this guy. Otherwise, what's the point? Right? Mm-hmm. And goaltenders never get those great deals. And I know you watch the trades in the NHL this past week. Holy crap. There's a lot of first rounders going left and right to teams. So I feel like he should get traded. I hope the Jets end up making that trade and maybe some other trades as well. But I think at the end of the day, he does not.
I don't think they made the trade. And I don't hope that they make the trade. Like, I don't think this team is far from being a playoff team, to be honest with you. Do I think that they'll get a haul where they need to get a haul with a 2C, a scoring winger, possibly a top 4 defenseman, maybe a strong 4th center? They're not going to get all that. And what's the use of getting prospects? Well, then you might as well sell the whole team and blow up the whole farm or whatever you want to call it. Might as well trade Scheifele and Connor too if you're going to trade this guy. But I think they're too close to doing something. Will they be able to acquire what they need in free agency is always the question. So I don't think they'll trade him, and I don't hope they do.
Have you not been on Jets Twitter lately? Because they are ready to sell and trade everybody. Connor, Scheifele, Morrissey, everyone's gone.
I don't have time for that toxicity, bro. I don't have time for that.
Question to you then. They do need a second line center here, right? For sure. No question. You could probably get by with their D for the most part, if you still got Connor Hellebuyck back there. But second line center is a need. How do you address that if you're not trading someone?
I don't know who's on the free agency list, but you have to get someone
There
on the
isn't,
team.
yeah, there is not very good centers out there.
Well, that's your only hope.
Yeah.
And
And
also
then,
with the trade, you're gonna have to get players with no trade clauses that want
yeah,
to come here.
you got to go younger and get an RFA type of guy, really.
Yes. So what can we kind of answer this question? What needs to come back for this trade to be a success? We just talked about that.
Yeah, well, again, you're gonna have to address the goalie spot, which we're gonna talk about. But yeah, you need a top line center, second center, or a top pairing defenseman. Because without your best player on the ice, your defenses have to be really good. So yeah, they need a good haul to come back to make this trade worth it and say, hey, we did right by getting him. But the problem is if Hellebuyck wants out, he wants out, and you're gonna have to make that move
Does he
just
want out?
to make him happy. There's never been anything that says he wants out, but I can't see the Jets being the catalyst of looking for a trade here if they didn't have to. They don't trade guys unless they ask for it.
I don't know if they are looking to trade him. I heard they are taking calls. I don't know if they're shopping him. That's different.
Yes, but if Drager and guys like that are saying a lot of rumors about this stuff, there has to be some
Yeah.
kind of small fire they're starting with this move. But
I
again, the
think
draft is this weekend too, right? So
all the rumors are pointing to teams contacting the Jets, though. Yes.
yes, as far as we know,
Yeah.
but you never know.
What are the Jets' options at goal if they make the trade? If they make the trade, oh God, another reason not to make the trade. There are no options. Are you kidding me?
This
Come
this is the
on. There
this
are
is the
no
biggest thing for
options.
me. This is definitely the biggest thing for me, right? Because you're not going to replace obviously Connor Hellebuyck with Eric Comrie right now, and Thomas Milic and Dom DeVinci need still more time. So you either got to get a younger goalie, like if you go with Buffalo, you get Devon Levy back, but again, he still needs time to get better as well. So you're risking a lot. It's not only hey, we got our second line center, but now you don't have a proper goalie or a good enough goalie to help this team. So hey, maybe we could score a couple more goals, but we're letting in a couple more goals. So yeah, it's tough to see this trade working out immediately for the Jets. If you're going to make this trade, it's like, okay, we're going to retool a little bit or rebuild a little bit, and we'll be good again in a year or two, right? Like your free agent options are Bobrovsky, which is probably not happening. Frederick Anderson, Stuart Skinner, Connor Ingram, those type of guys. So there's no bona fide starter there.
No. No.
It's interesting though, man. I'd love to see the Jets make some kind of move here, right? And I don't know if that's going to include trading number 8 or what, but they got to do something or else they're probably not making the playoffs next year.
I don't see. Yeah, I don't. If the want is to make the playoffs, I don't see how any trade benefits them at this moment of the major players of their core. Then let's call them of their core.
Yeah, it's basically you're trading those guys. You're rebuilding or retooling.
You
It's
know,
interesting. It'll be interesting to see what happens here, though.
it seems like one of those organizations where you have to squeeze all the juice out of the orange and then start from scratch.
They got to get better at their draft picks. They got to get better, and that starts
Yeah,
this year. If they're going to make that number 8 pick, you got to
absolutely.
hit on that pick.
We'll see. Jets Nation. Does Connor Hellebuyck get traded? What do you think needs to come back for that trade to be a success? And what are the Jets' options in net if he's gone? Don't forget to smash that subscribe button. Benny, you have anything else to say to our friends?
You know what? Thanks a lot for listening. Don't forget to subscribe and follow. And go Bombers, go, and go Canada, go.
That's Switzerland games.
Good game. They fought back at least. Rough start to that second half, though.
Do you believe in that comment about the water breaks and them that breaking their momentum?
I hate the water breaks, but yeah,
They are stupid.
there has been a lot of evidence so far that the water breaks has helped the other team kind of thing that does not have the momentum at the time. So, yeah,
Yeah, but FIFA does need money.
Oh yeah, they're hurting. They're hurting.
What a joke, organizations. What a
The best
joke.
thing to me is they don't even stop the clock.
No,
They just add the 3 minutes or whatever at the end. Just stop the clock.
it's nonsensical. And in the words of LeVar Burton, we'll see you next time.
Hey, friends and neighbors, don't forget to check us out online on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter at Ray Denny Sports. And don't forget to check out our YouTube channel. Leave a like, leave a comment, tell us what you think.